Ah, hi. That's the first noise you hear. Hi. Welcome to the original Donkeykast. I'm Justin, and this is
Derek.
there he
Hello, everyone.
is,
How's it
Justin
going?
and Derek,
Back at
the
it.
the the dynamic duo. That isn't taken, is it?
No,
I never heard anyone use that.
no, that's really creative of you. How'd you come up with that?
You
Just because
know,
we're so dynamic, I guess.
yeah, I'm a big fan of alliteration.
Yeah.
I can't believe nobody took it. Has taken it. Has taken it.
That's definitely taken. Has
Oh
taken
yeah.
it.
Liam Neeson is coming for that.
That's the third one.
Taking it.
Yep.
Hello, welcome. We are going to talk about video games and probably other things. And let's face it, probably David Letterman for the fifth time in a row.
Yep.
Because that's all I've been doing lately is watching David Letterman stuff and reading that book. But
I've seen a
Derek,
lot about that book, so apparently it must be a huge deal. Like there's a lot of really good stuff in there.
like you've seen a lot?
Yeah, well, I've seen clips of it. I've seen somebody wrote a website thanking the producer. I forget her, Meryl Marco.
Oh man, yeah, for sure. Like there's like I knew almost nothing about her, and now I'm like, wow, she has a lot to do with David Letterman's success.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy how basically everything. I mean, David Letterman is uh naturally one of the maybe the funniest person in the world, but
Yeah.
like what she brought to the table was basically everything that you would point out about what was so great about the original like the early Letterman.
Yeah.
Like she was the one behind all the crazy conceptual wacky stuff,
Sure.
and just like loved making Dave uncomfortable basically.
Yeah.
Which is where he's the funniest,
Right.
is when he's uncomfortable.
Yeah. And that's
And
also
like yeah,
the execution of it. Like that's where that
yeah,
comes in. That's where you play to his humor, play to his strengths.
exactly, yeah, like he's this guy that doesn't seems like he doesn't want to have a talk show.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
which is what made him so great. And it's just yeah, it's really funny, like the stuff she did. And he gets like she locked one time, she locked the doors for him to come out. She locked all the doors, and then she put a camera so the audience could see him. And it was during his morning show, so it was live.
Oh, got it.
And he was just like, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out now. I'm not going out there late. And he's just like taking off his coat, pissed off. Like that's great.
Yep.
It's great because both he's Letterman and she knew how to push his buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like, God, my favorite thing has to be I don't know if this comes up in the book, but I've been also watching like old documentaries that they made like 10, 20 years ago
Oh, okay.
on YouTube. And this has to be maybe my favorite thing ever of all time. Like the funniest thing. So when Dave moved to CBS, he was crushing Leno in the ratings, right?
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
for
I
the
think I
first
knew
few
that.
years, he was
Yep.
crushing him. And then Leno did this Hugh Grant interview after he got
Oh,
caught with
right.
that prostitute. Yeah. And then he
Yep.
started beating Letterman. And when that happened, NBC took out a billboard that said #1 in late night with Leno's face. And then right next to it, Letterman took out a billboard 3 times its size that said #3 in late night. That's so fucking funny.
Yep.
It's so funny that it was not only did it say #3 in late night, but it was like 3 times bigger.
Yeah.
Not nothing to brag about. He was being beaten by like Date Night or Dateline.
Dateline, yeah.
Yeah, Dateline. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that killed me. I, it's so good. But yeah. So you've
And
been seeing stuff
extremely
about it?
Letterman. Well, yeah, I've just seen, I guess on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, people recommending the book. I can't afford a
Yeah.
book, otherwise I probably would have bought one by now.
Just just go into a Barnes and Noble, get a coffee, dig in.
I can't afford to get to a Barnes and Noble.
Oh boy, that's
Well, there is
rough.
one in this town I'm living in currently.
Yeah,
So I would
yeah,
have to drive an
yeah. I
hour.
hear ya. Yeah, probably not worth it. I
No.
bet you could. Yeah, I don't know. I'll mail you mine when I'm done.
All right.
I yeah, I love it. It's very well written, right to the point. He interviews.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I know he interviewed Dave at least because they made that very clear at the beginning, where he asked him a very specific question about himself.
Oh, okay.
Where apparently he went to a early taping of Late Night, like when he was young, the author, and then he
Oh.
asked like a staff member if he could get Dave's autograph, and then they told him if he came back with a can of spam, he would sign it. And then he went and got a can of spam, and then came back and gave it to them, and then he signed it. Apparently,
Yeah.
and then he told Dave the story, and then Dave said Dave just looked so sad, and he's just like, "There's no way I signed that." Like he's like they were messing with you, and he like apologized. Like, there's absolutely no way I'm the one that signed that can.
Well, I
so,
feel like if you got that, there would have to be at least 50% of you that was like, this isn't real because this is a
yeah,
Letterman staff.
or would you just believe it because it was such a silly request and you want to believe it?
Maybe.
I would want to believe it, I think.
I think I would always have it with an asterisk when I explained it to people like, this is signed by David Letterman, probably.
But I didn't see it happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when I compare it to other ones, it doesn't look
Totally.
exactly the same.
Yeah. It's very very good book. I recommend it. Even while like watching these old documentaries and stuff, it's like all the broad strokes, but there's so much detail in the book, and it's not like boring at all. It's very interesting
Yeah.
and
Cool.
it does not glorify Letterman in any way.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be great.
Like,
The
I mean,
truth.
there's sections of Marco's diary in there where she's just like, I'm tired of Dave always yelling at me about the show, and basically stuff like that. It's just like, yeah, where it's like he's always complaining about the show, and it's like I'm the head writer of the show. How can he not think I'm gonna take that personally?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Very good stuff. It was cool of her to give him that stuff for the book too.
Yeah.
But also, she's not like super shitty about it. Like she's not like she's not like fuck that guy.
Right.
She seems pretty all right with it all.
Yeah. It feels like when you're in that arena and that shit happened, it's the telling of the stories later. Like you all know that shit's coming out. You're not going to keep any of that under wraps when you're in that industry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, he already announced publicly the most embarrassing thing that happened to him on the show.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think he has many secrets to keep.
Right.
Yeah, he introduced Pearl Jam just got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he did like their induction speech. And his beard is just like down to his chest. It looks like he hasn't shaved once since he quit. It's kind of great.
Yeah.
I love that. I hope he never shaves again. This grizzled old man.
Right. It'd make looking at old pictures even more of a shock. Like there
Yeah,
would be people who don't know David Letterman any other way eventually.
the grizzled old man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope he lives another at least 20, 30 years.
Oh yeah, you'd imagine, right? He's still
I would
young.
hope so. He did
He
have a
apparently
heart
runs all
attack.
the time. Oh, okay.
Yeah, his father died at 57, so he's
Ooh.
already past that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems like he takes better care of himself. He doesn't smoke
Yeah.
those cigars anymore. It does
Yeah.
seem like he started drinking again.
Oh, really?
Well, he was on ESPN wearing like sunglasses you couldn't see through, and he flat out said he was drunk. So,
Okay. I guess yeah, it does seem like that.
yeah, seems that way. It's hard to tell if it was a joke, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't. I'm not sure either way.
Right.
Why wouldn't he be? Fuck it. Um. Yeah, his Pearl Jam induction speech was really funny though.
I'll have to look that up.
Like
YouTube.
yeah, there's one point where he says something about what they did for ticket sales, and then he goes, and that's why in this country you never have to pay for a concert ticket. Something like that. So good. But all right, that's enough about Letterman for this one.
That's the Letterman slice. We'll have to
Yeah,
the segment in every episode about about Letterman.
yeah, that's the Letterman 10 minute. All right.
Top 10 minutes
Top-
about Letterman.
yeah, exactly. God, did you ever that Madonna interview? Did I already talk
Oh,
about that on this? That thing is so fucking funny.
yeah, I don't know.
When she comes out and hands him her panties. Which of course that's makes him incredibly uncomfortable.
Right.
But then she says oh, what does she say? Oh, she says show the audience, and he goes, they've all seen underwear, and then she goes, they haven't seen my underwear. Then Dave goes, now that's not true. So fucking good.
Yeah.
And then later she asks him if he's ever smoked endo, and he's like, no, obviously. And then she goes, you've got to try it sometime. And then he pulls out like a pad and pen. Pad and pen. He writes down number 1, smoke endo. Number 2, get panties cleaned. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Letterman. Uh, so
In a
you were,
nutshell.
yeah, in a nutshell, and multiple more nutshells, I'm sure, in the future. But you were telling me that you were watching.
Oh yeah.
Well, two things. First of all, the Wii U eulogy thing.
Oh yeah, by Game Informer. That's good. Check that out.
Yeah, that
It's
sounded
like
good.
a couple hours long. They just talk about all the games that came out. They do a top 5 like weird things that people like may not think of. Like I think one of the ones Ben Reeves said was that the edges of the discs are rounded, like they feel comfortable and they're nice. So it's
That
like
is cool.
yeah, so it's like a huge list of 25 things like that, where it's like little things you should appreciate about this system that I feel like will be appreciated years from now. I feel like that system will kind of have a little bit of a rebirth, just
Yeah.
because if you look at what they're pricing them at now, they're like $500.
Wait,
And I get
what?
that that's overpriced. Like if you go to Walmart and look up a Wii U, you are going to spend a lot of money on it because they killed it. So they're not making more. And now it's like, if you want one, you got to pay this much. So the fact that there's even a value to
Yeah.
it, even if it's a fictional, no one's going to buy it value,
Yeah.
still just seems like, I don't know. There's still some good games for it before they come out on Switch, that is.
Yeah. There's a
'Cause
lot of
maybe,
good. I mean, not a lot, but the few that did come out were pretty damn good.
yeah, very much like worth it for a system. If you got it for a handful of games, those are all good enough. Like the amount of time I spent in Mario Maker, to me,
Yeah.
that's like worth it alone because I
Yeah.
wanted to experience that.
Mario Maker was something special for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But when did that thing come out? 13?
Oh, it was sooner than that, wasn't it? Maybe not.
Was it?
Look it up.
Maybe it was 2012. I get it was. It was probably 2000. Wait, I don't know. It might have been 2013 actually.
2012, November.
Oh, okay. So end of 2012. Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
quick.
Yeah. So 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Almost.
Well,
Very, very
yeah.
almost close to it.
Yeah. That was a weird system. I mean, they obviously abandoned it probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, once basically around the time they announced Breath of the Wild for the Switch.
Yep. And clearly changed everything so that the Wii U version of it is just the Switch version. So like you don't get to use
Yeah.
the pad.
Hmm.
Seemingly just because then people would look at the Switch version and think it's worse somehow.
Yeah, or they just wanted a parody in development,
Yeah.
but that would have
But
been
clearly they
nice.
took it out, you know.
Yeah,
Clearly
I
it
mean,
should have been there.
super obviously.
Yeah.
That would have been nice because I played it on the Wii U and so did you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that would have been pretty nice.
Yeah. And part of me wonders if it would have changed the dynamics of pausing. Like you can just pause and fuel up again in the middle of a battle. Like right as
Mhm.
you're about to get hit and killed, pause. No,
Oh,
I got
yeah.
full hearts and extra. Like I wonder if without that, was it kind of frantically looking at the Wii U thing and scrolling and being like, eat, 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 eat.
Yeah, they could have easily made it so you never paused your game ever.
Right.
And that would have, yeah, that for sure, that would have been some pretty great immersion, especially since Link's got the damn thing on his side.
Right.
That would have been cool.
And who knows, maybe it wasn't even like that to begin with, but
Yeah,
it just
maybe
seems
not.
like with what they were doing in their mindset of the Wii U, they just like abandon it across all platform or not platform. That's the wrong word because that's an
Oh,
actual
platform.
term in this. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's not the first time they did it,
No.
but the other time, it seems like they made the exact same game on both. I mean, or
Right.
that they made it, the GameCube one how they were going to make it, and then they made a Wii U one.
Yep.
That's what it felt like.
And
Do
then
you ever?
fortunately now they have an HD Wii U version,
Yeah.
which then also hopefully will get bumped to Switch.
Oh yeah, right. That's just the GameCube one, right?
Yeah, but it's just like an HD upgrade like Wind Waker.
Yeah, but of the GameCube one,
Yeah.
because they were mirrored or whatever.
Oh. What was
Bec-
mirrored?
uh, this was so
Oh.
stupid. The reason's stupid because Link's sword was in his right hand, and most people are right-handed. So when you swung the fucking nunchuck,
Oh. Okay.
which doesn't even matter,
No.
it really doesn't matter. I'm like a left-handed, or wait, that doesn't. But like that's gonna throw you off. All you're doing is wiggling it. You're
I
not
know.
doing the fucking thing.
I don't think the level of immersion that we were experiencing would
Yeah, yeah,
make that have an issue. Like you wouldn't see that and your brain wouldn't be like, ah, fuck this game. I hate this so much.
yeah. It made no sense. That was
Weird.
a pointless move for them to make. Also, a pointless move making you swing the stupid fucking
Yeah.
like like that matters.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a hidden button press. Same thing with Mario Galaxy, honestly,
Oh, sure.
because
Shaking
you,
it
yeah,
to spin. Yeah.
yeah. I
Because
hated that
eventually you
shit.
just lay like how you lay back and you're just like,
Yeah,
ugh, flick your wrist a little bit.
it, it makes you feel like a piece of shit. Is
It
what it
does.
does. Because you're just like, oh, I'm so immersed.
I've noticed that about the Switch too. Oh, by the way, I was playing a Switch for the first time. I
Oh,
guess I did
right.
that. That was important to remember.
How was that?
Fun. And I noticed I was doing the same thing because I just like took both Joy-Con out and just held them by my side and played that way.
I would
Because
probably
that's
do that.
comfortable.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But like you said, I was just like, eventually I was like in front of the couch, laying on the ground.
Yeah,
It was like a huge pile. That's all I was doing.
that's kind of great though. Just like laying
Yeah.
back. I bet it's good for people with like disabilities and stuff.
Yeah.
I bet it makes things easier.
Yeah, you'd imagine.
Yeah, for specific, my arms can't go together disabilities, I guess.
Oh yeah. And there could be some where it's like even like at the lowest level, let's say you have your arms in a cast or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Like just holding them two arms separate or something.
yeah. Just the time to be playing too many video games.
Yep.
So you like playing it? I still haven't had one
Yeah.
in my hands.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. I think I want one, but
Mhm.
now that I've seen one, it to me is like that whole multiplayer, two-player on one screen thing, that's never happening. Not ever.
No.
I don't
Yeah.
understand why they didn't make the screen bigger, why they didn't remove the bezel. Like there's so many things where it's just like I mean, I played a little bit and it was fine because of the context we were playing it. Like
Mhm.
you just adjust. But we were only doing it because it was an option, not because it was like the best way to play, the most fun thing to do right now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just like if they ever do 4-player, which apparently that's what Mario Kart might be,
mhm.
that you're going to be 4 heads an inch away from the screen. Like there's literally no other way to play that.
And it won't be any fun.
No.
Yeah, I don't I feel like they're gonna have a Switch XL, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Like I look back at my old 3DS versus the XL, and it's
Mhm.
same thing where you're just like, that old one seems unplayable. Once you
Yeah.
have a newer one, it's like, oh, this seems designed to play video games now. I don't know what
Yeah.
that was. Literally have no idea. Like I feel like that's the way we'll look back at the original Switch is like, I don't know why we thought it was the best thing because it was the only option, I suppose.
You mean as far as playing multiplayer, but playing single player, I imagine it's fine, right?
Oh, it's great, but even then, it's like this
You
screen
wish it
is
was bigger.
pretty small.
Really? Isn't it? How
It's
big is
smaller
it?
than the Wii U screen, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I could be wrong on that.
I bet I bet they're the same. I can't imagine it could be smaller.
Well, I know the gamepad's smaller.
I should look it up. Yeah, for sure. Wait, the gamepad?
Yeah.
How big is Switch screen compared to Wii U?
Look at this
I
live
bet,
Google again. We need
hell
a
yeah.
theme song for it.
Oh, Kotaku did this. It looks uh it looks a little bit bigger or the same size. It's pretty damn close.
Yeah, same size. Looks like 6.2
Yeah.
inches.
Okay.
Maybe it was just the fact that there's like what feels like a 8-inch bezel around the end of it on the edge of the screen.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
Where I look at that and I'm like, isn't technology to a point where you don't do that anymore? Like phones come out with that all the time. And I
Yeah,
get
where
that
it
that might
goes
be
to
a
the
little more
edges.
expensive, but
Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. It's just more expensive, and they've
but I
probably got a lot of PC, like, or not PC, but parts back there, right?
yeah, maybe. I don't know. To me it just feels like the first Kindle in a sense where it was like I looked at everything about it and said, clearly they're planning on a second generation
Yeah.
and this is to take advantage of all the people who will buy it regardless.
That's hey, wait a second. The Wii U never had a second generation. No what? That's got to be the first Nintendo product ever.
Well, what did the GameCube have?
Ah, good point.
Nintendo
But
64?
The GameCube was perfect.
Yeah. The Nintendo 64 didn't, did it?
Well, they did have an expansion pack,
Oh, that's true. That's
but
true.
no, not really. But I guess I'm more thinking of handhelds. They're handhelds, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the Wii U
Multiple
wasn't. Yeah.
iterations.
Yeah. And I've always been
Game Boy
fine with that.
Color. Oh yeah, me too.
I mean, as long as you could play all the old games on whatever you bought, or, who cares?
Yep. That's why I hope they'll keep that up with the Switch, personally.
Yeah, I like a bigger one for
hmm
sure.
Bigger Joy-Con, bigger everything.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah. I would almost want one that didn't break off from the system.
The Joy-Con?
Yeah. If they just made one where it was sturdy. Something
Mm.
about that makes me nervous.
Yeah, me too. I feel like it would
Right?
break.
Like it gets loose, so then it slips.
Yep. They did seem pretty like secure, but
Mm-hmm.
that's early on. Who knows after months and months of
Of
you're
use.
playing it and you're kind of like subtly twisting it without really realizing it and putting torsion
Yeah.
over and over and over. I feel like there's going to be problems. There's no way they tested it enough at the level that people are going to use it.
Yeah. At least over time, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That
But
does your sorry, what was that?
oh, I just said remains to be seen, I guess. But
Yeah.
what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, does your nephew have the Pro controller?
No.
That thing looks pretty sweet. I really like the way that thing looks. It looks like it feels good.
Yeah.
Have you?
I haven't held one, so I can't.
Yeah, me either. But
I
just the
think
way it looks.
I would like it for the D-pad alone.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. That's right. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't like that.
And that's fine with the games I played
Hmm.
because they didn't need a D-pad.
Yeah.
But the instant you play a game where a D-pad would be pretty nice, you'll notice, I think. Especially those old
Yeah.
games, if they try to do like virtual console stuff and you don't even have a fucking D-pad.
Hmm. That will suck. I love it. I love a good D-pad
Mm-hmm.
and a side scroller. Absolutely.
Basically mandatory.
Yeah, I don't like that choice. It's to have parity between the you know, when
Yeah.
you take them out or whatever, but I don't think a lot of people are going to do that, A, and B, the fucking joysticks are in a position where one of you is going to get fucked.
Yeah. I was playing with the one of them, the bad one, if
The
there's
one
one
in the
bad one.
middle? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was fine. I didn't really
Mhm.
care. 'Cause it was another situation where it was like if I think about my biggest problem in this situation, it's not the controller I'm playing with, it's the fact that I can't see. Like I can adjust
Yeah.
to the
But what if you're
controller pretty much.
yeah.
It
But
may
what if
not
you're
be
on the
great.
TV? What if you're on the
I think it'd
TV?
be yeah, then I might rethink it. But I
Yeah.
but I still just thought like, I don't know, this is a way we're playing. It's not permanent necessarily. It's just like kind of a stopgap to get
Mhm.
playing a game right now. We can get another
Yeah.
controller later. I'm sure he will, and then I'll have a controller to play. But in the meantime, it's pretty cool to have a multiplayer thing right out of the box, even if it's in a way you don't think is ideal.
Yeah.
You get a controller
Yeah.
later. That's mandatory, you know?
Yeah. I almost feel like it should come with a Pro controller, but I don't
Yeah.
price things.
Right, right. And the fact that the other controllers are like $80 just really seems like
Yeah.
they're pushing their luck on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
But
they
apparently
are.
it's working, so who cares for
Yeah,
them?
it's selling great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the fastest selling console they've put out, correct?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. I'm glad.
Yeah, me too.
If there's one console manufacturer that I want to keep going, it's Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully it'll be successful enough that they can just own the portable market.
Yeah,
Because
I feel
they
like
already
I'd use it that way a lot if
they
I got
already
one.
kind of do, but if you just like
Kind
now
of.
all your
No, they do.
well, absolutely.
There's no what
Owning.
else? The Vita?
Well, there's phone and then there's like a
Yeah, but do you
new
call phone
portable computer thing that I doubt will do well, but it's gonna be there.
the Shield or whatever?
Um,
Or is it a new thing?
it might be that is that a PC? It's a Steam thing ultimately. Like it's free to play Steam games on and
I thought
Windows.
it I thought it was Nvidia. Nvidia puts out like a portable PC thing,
Oh,
handheld
then
thing.
this is not that. This is like a Kickstarter thing. So, like I said, it's
Oh.
not going to be great, at least not initially. But if it's a
Mhm.
proof of concept that people get behind because there's no alternative to the Switch
I should
and you can
check
play
out that Kickstarter.
PC games on the go, then I feel like it'll at least be a way for like Microsoft to like think about it. I don't know. This is me just
No,
um
is it called Smack Z?
yep, yep. Weird name.
What a stupid name,
Yep.
you idiots. Smock Z? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Moxie. There you go.
Okay, that looks interesting for something that looks a little bit like the Steam controller that failed, but
Right. But you also don't really have an option because a mouse and keyboard setup doesn't work, on a I mean, it
yeah,
could, but you'd really have to like have a weird mouse and a weird keyboard and then a place to set everything.
I don't feel like I would want to play a mouse and keyboard game on a thing like this. There are plenty of games I would play on a thing like this though, but
Yep.
not something like that. Like I'm not gonna play
No.
fucking StarCraft
No.
on this thing.
No. And I don't think that's what they're intending, but you would be able to if you wanted to,
Yeah.
if you just packed away a system.
I get it, I guess. I wish that they had another joystick on it.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't know if it'll even be successful. To me, it feels like the sort of thing that'll come and go.
Yeah, totally possible. Especially
Any
without exclusives.
yeah.
Exclusives are a big deal for selling stuff. I think people take that for granted. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of why the Wii U failed.
Mhm.
What was the big exclusive on launch day?
Um well they had Lego City Undercover for a while, didn't they? They
Yeah,
had
that's
that
a
shit on lock.
yeah, that'll move a $300 console. I gotta play that new Lego game. I don't get enough Lego games. Oh boy, Nintendo. They didn't. Did they
They had
have what?
Bayonetta, I think, right? Bayonetta.
That wasn't launch, was it?
I think the first one was. Maybe not. But
No, no. Bayonetta, the first Bayonetta, the
uh
first Bayonetta came out on 360 and PS3.
oh, okay.
The
Was it
second one
2?
came out on the Wii U.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Because Sega didn't have the money to make it themselves, so Nintendo gave them the money to make it, and then said put
The
it on our
exclusive.
fucking console. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I gotta download the first one on PC because that's only $20, and I've always been meaning to play that. I always hear great things.
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah. I don't really
I,
know if I would play it, but well, maybe.
I love those kind of games like the Devil May Cry, slice them up kind of
Mhm.
combo. They can be a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are really stupid. And Bayonetta is like stupid on purpose, so I feel like I would I would really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Like the last one I played was Metal Gear Rising, and that was pretty fun. It's the same people, so
Okay.
yeah. Look, in the year of Japanese developers, huh? Everyone's saying it, but it's pretty true. They're finally
Yeah,
making a comeback.
cool.
I mean, you got Zelda, you got Nier. I hear Nier is really cool.
No, I haven't heard much about that.
Oh, really?
At least not as far as I know. I
I hear
think
it's
maybe
real
the
cool.
name, but that's it.
I hear it's real cool. It's actually that's actually the same. That's Platinum Games. That's
Hmm.
same people that made Bayonetta. But yeah, I hear Nier is very cool. I hear it's got a cool sci-fi story. From what I hear, it like sounds it starts really generic, but then it goes places.
Okay.
So
Sounds
like Austin
interesting.
Walker said, it starts generic, it goes places, which makes me think that it will be good.
Yeah.
At least story wise.
Yeah.
I think it was Austin Walker. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Pet, yeah. Um, but yeah, there's other Japanese games that came out this year that because Japan used to be just like they were eating our shit for a while, right?
Right.
For like a
Yeah, absolutely.
decade, at
Yeah.
least here.
Yep.
I feel like even over there we were stomping the market, but they're making a comeback finally. Because I mean, we both grew up on Japanese games, so
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've certainly
That's
got
all there
nothing against.
were.
Yeah, totally. American games were usually stupid,
Yeah, or
like
like
overtly,
rip-offs with
yeah,
Bible characters
rip-offs,
thrown in.
or yeah, yeah, absolutely, or just like overtly violent and dumb
Yep.
instead of whimsical and dumb. I could take some more whimsy in my games.
Oh, absolutely.
I would love to play Persona 5, but I'm not gonna get PS4 for that. I don't think.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, I don't
Which is too
know.
bad, but
Yeah,
that's
I wish they'd
exclusives
put out
for
something
you.
else. Yeah, I'm sure it won't be forever.
Yeah, it seems like those things always have an expiration, right? And then eventually
Yeah,
it's like downloadable
usually.
on everything else.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's an exclusive. Honestly, I don't know if they like sold the rights or anything. I think they just might have only put it on a PS4
Oh, interesting.
because that's the biggest thing in Japan, unless Nintendo, you know. But I don't think. Oh, you know what? It's also on PS3. I forgot about that.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, yeah, you could tell by some of the textures,
Okay.
but it still looks great. I will give it that.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like it's, from what I've seen anyway, it doesn't seem like a game where you're going to be judging it based on textures.
Yeah, yeah, and
I'm
even
used to
looks because
overlooking that.
it looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yep.
So it's got style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um. So, what else were we talking? Oh, you had read critique on Breath of the Wild, right?
Oh, I watched. So
Watched.
I think his name is Joseph Anderson.
Okay. Does he make
I think he makes a
YouTube
lot of
videos?
videos. Yeah.
Are
And
they all good?
they're very well done. He's clearly good at what he does, and he's clearly very thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
I just disagreed.
Yeah.
And you know how that when you're watching something and you disagree and they keep saying stuff and it gets irritating to a certain extent.
Yes.
Where at first you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from, and then keep saying stuff and you're just like, God, no, stop.
You're getting more and more off track.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
like so he spent a bunch of time critiquing the shrines, which is
Okay.
at a larger level where he's like, these many of them just are blessings where you walk in and get a chest. These many are like he broke them down into how many are actual puzzles,
But
how many are
the ones that are blessings that just give you a chest, they're hard to get to.
right. And he talks about that. See, that's the thing about it when he's talking about it is he'll
Yeah.
say all this great stuff
Uh-huh.
about he'll say like, this is what I loved He'll even say that right in the middle of his big critique where he's just like, and I loved this thing, which is fine. Obviously, you can do that.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of a head scratcher where you're like, I think he even said it's the best game he's ever played, but he made a
Okay.
2-hour video saying,
About why it's not good.
yeah, or not, maybe not why it's not good, but why it's overrated in his mind. And I think what
Hmm.
it stems from to me is he doesn't understand what 10 out of 10 and perfect actually means. It's all context. It all is in the world that the game came out in. Like,
Yeah.
can there be better games? Absolutely. They will come out with more in the future. The
Yeah.
next version of this will be a better game, and it'll also be a 10 out of 10, I'm guessing. If you ranked it out of, if we did our review out of 1,000 or 1,000,000, they're going to take some points off.
Yeah, bro.
But
But
if the
even
critiques you have
so,
don't add up to, like, my critiques of the game, I would be like, okay, 9.8 out of 10 if you're doing points, you know? But since you don't, 10 out of 10.
yeah, I would. I mean, I think when you're rating a game, uh, like people rate it like it's a product too much and not a work of art.
Sure.
And it's did they succeed in what they were trying to do?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Was it absolutely perfect? No. But
Nothing
like if
is. Literally
yeah.
nothing is. The word has no meaning if you want to say perfect doesn't apply to whatever fill in the blank, in this case Breath of the
Mhm.
Wild,
Yeah.
then perfect doesn't have a meaning.
Yeah. Absolutely. It'd be like if I was watching The Godfather 2 and I noticed a cup moved between shots and I was like 9.8. It doesn't make it a bad movie. And it doesn't make it a bad game. You can have some qualms, and I do.
Mhm.
There are definitely things I think that they should improve on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would give it a perfect score because what it did was so amazing.
Yeah, and it like you said, it set out to accomplish a certain thing. And I think that's why he's got this big gripe with the shrines.
Mhm.
And I think that goes back to, he spent like a little bit of time before talking about how Korok seeds are great because there are 900 of them and you're not meant to find all of them. There's just enough scattered throughout so that you come upon them
Yeah.
when you do.
Yeah. Then you come on
Yep,
them.
of course, obviously.
Yeah. I mean,
We
that's how
all
I
did
was
that when
doing
we were
it.
playing. Yeah, 900 is a lot, but you make it work.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's a long game. You got a refractory period to work with there. No, I loved it. I thought the Korok thing was handled very well.
yeah, and to me, that's where I think the shrines are pretty much the exact same thing, and that's what he was critiquing. Was like, if
What?
you, the one example he talks about is the one, do you remember where you had to, there's a big stone ball and you had to freeze it with stasis and then shoot the arrow at the ropes to break it so it would fall and hit the switch?
Maybe.
Um, well,
Probably.
anyway, so that's one of them, and he just says like, here's the one where they teach you how to do it, and then here's the second version that's slightly harder, but then the shrine's over, and he said like that's a big problem. And I think,
Why?
yeah, exactly. My thing is like, that's not, you're judging it against the games that it is actively trying not to be. There are
Yeah.
shrines. They're like Korok seeds. You go in, you do a quick one, you get an orb. You need 4 of those to get a heart piece, or like, it's not meant to be this huge thing.
Also, I feel like that is pretty good game design. I don't
Yeah.
feel like that's bad.
No. Like, if you ask me, would I like there to be more of them, more variety, more challenge? Absolutely. Sure. I want more of this game.
Yeah.
But if you're going to critique things against what you wanted them to be versus what it
What
is
they
for a
wanted.
specific reason, yeah,
Yeah.
what they chose for it to be
You know,
actively.
I felt like those shrines were perfect in how long they took. Like I felt like
Yeah.
I went into it, I figured it out. I did just enough to feel like I earned it.
Hmm. And then
And I
you
feel
moved
like that's
on.
yeah, and I feel like that's okay.
Absolutely. I keep saying absolutely so many times, but that's how serious I am about this. Like, I just think it's so common sense to me.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
To give you an example, because the reason I am even talking about this is because that when something becomes popular, hating it then becomes almost more popular. So this
Absolutely.
video got big,
Hmm.
and I watched it, and I was just thinking, like, the feeling you have where you don't understand why people love Zelda perfect is the feeling I have watching this, where I'm like, I don't get why people are watching this. Why is this big? At one point, he talked about the shrines. They should do a thing where they have an algorithm where every shrine you enter gives you a certain shrine in a certain order to test your abilities so that it'll build on each other. Yeah,
It takes
I
all
had the
the
same reaction.
all
Yeah.
the magic out of it. What the
And it
fuck?
ruins the entire thing. The shrines are where they are. You go to them, you discover them. If I point
That's
you to a
annoying.
shrine, you go to the same shrine. If I point you to a bush, you go to the same bush. It's the same world, but we're having our own experiences in it.
Yeah, that that's really annoying to me.
Yeah. And he
That
also talked about how he started playing the game and he like didn't go into any of the divine beasts until he was like already had a bunch of hearts and then they were too easy for him. So he
oh
felt like he was being punished for playing the game wrong. And I'm like, yeah,
okay.
or the other way you look at that is I'm such a fucking badass. Look at me now. I played
Yeah.
this game in the absolute best way possible. I didn't understand. Like, you just want a negative opinion? I don't get it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's just looking for something that goes against the grain,
And it works. Because then
I
all the comments
guess.
are just like, yeah, I didn't get it either. I have no joy in my life at all. My
Yeah.
heart's dark and cold.
I just like I those are the people that just like shitting on things because it makes people happy.
Yeah.
And that's lame.
Mm-hmm. It's your job to find the positive side.
Yeah,
I mean, not universally. If something is pure garbage,
yeah.
yeah, then
Even
it's just
then, if something's pure garbage, it can be pretty fun.
that's true.
If something's middling, that's where it sucks.
Yeah, then you just put it down. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
But this game was great and it experimented in a way that is going to be huge on the future of the Zelda series.
Yeah,
Huge. And probably
and,
Nintendo games in general. Probably all games. I mean, let's be
yeah,
honest here.
yeah,
Especially if Bethesda's next game is the janky fucking shit show the last year has been,
yeah,
I don't think people are gonna put up with it. They're gonna be like, fucking Zelda.
yeah,
Look at Zelda.
yeah,
It's doing so much less like than what this game's trying to do, and it looks so much better, and it worked so much better.
yeah. Yeah,
And
just
yeah.
watching video footage of climbing in rocks in Skyrim, something I used to think was fine,
Mhm.
and then now I
Yeah.
watch it and I'm like, oh Lord, what
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah.
This is how
There
this game functions?
yeah. That's what I hear a lot of people saying that we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn around the same time, where they'd
Uh,
go back to that and be like, I just want to climb that fucking mountain.
yep.
And yeah, that is really refreshing. And especially coming out of a fucking Zelda game,
Yeah.
the way like you can just climb over anything.
Hmm.
If you feel
Literally
like you,
anything.
yeah, yeah. If you feel like you should be able to do it, you can do it even harder than you thought.
Yeah. You
And
might
that's
need
great.
a potion or something, but that's it.
Yeah,
Get more
yeah,
stamina.
yeah. Oh man, the shit you can do in that game.
Yep.
And climbing is great.
Hmm.
It's so
And
fucking fun.
something that he mentioned in that review too, because he likes the climbing. That was a big positive, he said. One of
Mhm.
the things he even talked about that I had maybe not put my finger on is, and climbing is not a passive thing that you're constantly looking for ledges to get to. You're looking
Yeah.
for how long can I get there? When can I jump? Like it's
Hmm.
as engaging as any other part of the game, which is
Yeah.
great. It's all you're doing is climbing.
Hmm. And there's so many times in that game where you feel like I'm getting one over on them.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you get up and you're like, oh, they wanted me to come this way, kind of.
Yeah, then you find a Korok seed and you're like, you bastards. Yeah, like you'll find such weird ledges where it doesn't even look like it's a ledge, and then you'll be standing and you're like, oh my god, thank God.
Yep,
Oh, it's such a good game.
it is.
It deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
I think if you could play it a little more passively, I would 100% agree.
Where you don't have to murder.
Yeah. And that
Yeah.
was one of the things I actually thought. I never talked about it because I was like, that's a weird thing to expect from a game. But
What?
being able to be passive and not like you can choose to kill animals or
Yeah.
not to get meat. Like that's I heard him talking about that. Miyamoto
Oh,
actively
you
wanted
don't
that to
have
be. Yep. And they made him kind of cute so that you really think about it.
to.
You want to kill that fox? It's pretty fucking adorable.
Yeah, that
It-
no, that's true. When I would kill like a wolf or something, it'd sound like a dog dying and be like,
yeah.
man, that's a bummer.
Yeah. And they did that on purpose so
That's
that you would
great.
have that thought. So
I
to
can't
have
believe
that
that's I
built
can't
in,
believe I wait 1 second. Think about this. There's hunting in a Zelda game.
yep.
How bizarre is that?
Yeah. I think,
It's like fucking Red Dead Redemption.
yep. They don't make it collectible either. So it's not like they don't want you to do it, but you can.
Yeah.
And it's maybe
I
not
mean,
that
I
they
did.
don't want you to. I literally stopped doing it eventually. I only
Yeah.
hit dogs when they came after me, and I avoided foxes and birds unless I hit them with my horse. But literally organically, without seeing anything, I just stopped hunting because they made it painful to me.
Yeah. I killed everything I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, there's ways to play. We all have our own experience.
I'm not gonna go hunting in real life, but I'm gonna kill that adorable fox.
If it didn't make that noise,
It is kind of it does give you a visceral reaction, just like an oh man. But yeah, what are you gonna do?
mhm, hunt or not
Hunt.
hunt,
That's the question.
whether 'tis nobler to let animals just kind of do whatever the fuck they want
Yeah.
or hit them in the
Or
face with an
I'll put him in my sandwich.
arrow.
Yeah, Zelda's great. I can't believe somebody filled up 2 hours complaining about it.
Mm-hmm. And that likely means spent 20 hours getting those clips together, spent 10 hours recording stuff,
Yeah.
writing stuff.
Ugh.
And I get why, because that's his channel it's that.
Mhm.
Like he even says it's the best game he's played, I think, at the beginning. So he's deflecting all criticism, saying, oh, what are you talking about? I said I liked it. Because I think
Yeah.
a video I haven't seen, but it the name of it is "The Witness is an amazing game you shouldn't play" or something like that. Where I'm like, that
Oh,
that
I
feels
think
like
I've
view
seen that
bait.
pop up. Yeah, I've seen that pop up. I still haven't played The Witness. I don't know if I want to. I played it a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I'm not.
I
I
played it with Colin Klug and
oh okay. He loves it.
future guest likely Colin Klug, and
Yeah, right.
he like basically made me play it because
Hmm.
he loves it that much, obviously, and I loved it. If I had
Yeah,
the means to play it, I would have played it already, I think.
yeah,
Finished it, I mean, because it is that sort of game where once you play it, you make these little discoveries that make you like, okay, now I want to go look at all this other shit that I maybe hadn't noticed
yeah.
without spoiling
Totally.
anything. But
No, I know like the big twists. I'm not
and
gonna say it.
I don't even think I know, so don't spoil it for me.
Yeah, I won't say it. And I feel like knowing that kind of. I mean, I think it's great. I think Jonathan Blow is fantastic,
Yep.
and I think the game is really cool. But I played like 20 minutes of it, and then I didn't play it again. So now next time I play it, I feel like I have to start over
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna remember how these puzzles work.
Yep.
But it's a very interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
But just the way I generally play games is I play them in like 10-20 minute chunks, like the first like 10 times I play them, then I'll start playing them for like 2 hours at a time. That's how I
Okay.
usually. It takes me a while to get into a game, and then I start barreling through it. And I
Yeah.
feel like The Witness, I'm just gonna keep starting it.
Oh yeah. Until once.
But yeah, I just don't have the attention span until it draws me in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
But
guess I have that with some games.
yeah, right? I don't know.
Not everything, but absolutely. Like Zelda, I think I played for like multiple hours my first time, but that's because I was looking forward to it, obviously.
No, I did. I
Same
totally
thing with
did too.
Stardew Valley, I think was the
Yeah, you've been playing
a
a lot of
recent
Stardew?
game. I haven't now, but when I played it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been weeks now since I played it.
I
But
didn't
when
even know
I
you
played
played
it,
Stardew.
oh yeah, I played that shit till like I have one thing left to open up the community center, but I have to be
Damn.
in summer in the morning or something. I'm like 2 seasons away, so I have to like go to bed and wake up for half a year
Over.
to finish it. So I just never kept doing it because I was like, eventually I'll come back to this, and that never ended up happening, I guess.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't even know you were into Stardew.
But yeah, I played it quite a bit when I played it. That
I
sort of
played it.
thing.
I played a good chunk of it. Let me check my Steam. 26 hours I played of it.
I should look to see how much I am because it'll
You probably have more than me.
yeah, it'll be embarrassing how much I've played it.
I my first run, I did not switch my crops and a season changed and they all died and I was like, man, and then I started over.
Mhm.
And then I've started over a few times, but I really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, in the same way I like Animal Crossing.
See, I think I like it more than Animal Crossing, but in a
Yeah,
different way, I guess. I just
it's a
like
little
the
different.
ability to do more stuff. Like Animal Crossing limits you in a gameplay wise, where it's like you can only put trees in these many
Mhm.
spaces, otherwise it'll die. And this game's just like, yeah, put shit wherever. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
I've played
The,
it
the the
122 hours.
oh damn, that's
But it is like the only game I
that's
had to
nice.
play for a long time, so
No, yeah, I
obviously I'm
played it a lot while watching stuff,
yeah, me too.
and that's a great game for that.
Yep.
Even though I do like the music.
I watched the Super Bowl
Oh,
and played
word.
that to give you a time frame.
Dan Reichert tried to get that in the music into the best of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
the Stardew
that was,
Valley?
yeah, this year. You know, that was his number one game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he fucking loves that
I
game. He
believe
would
it though.
not. He would not shut up about it for weeks.
Yeah, I knew
That's
I
what
heard him
got me to
talking about it.
download it. That's totally what got me to download it. Just
Yeah, me too, probably.
how in love with it he was. I hear they're adding multiplayer, and
Oh,
I that would be fun to play with Kate probably because she was kind of into Animal Crossing.
yeah, absolutely. Especially if you could be in the
I
same
want to,
like if they don't put you in two separate houses, if they let you play as a couple, that'd be really interesting.
yeah, or even competing farms is fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun
Either
too.
way, as long as we were running around the same world, it'd be fun.
Yep. I wonder
But
what they
Animal
do. Do you have to
Crossing,
play at the same time?
I don't know. That's
Because
a
the
good
time
question.
moves so quickly. You're gonna be like, "You played for 2 hours. Now it's been 3 months later.
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
dead."
That's true. Yeah, I'm dead. Um, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it. Maybe it's just you can visit towns like Animal Crossing. I'm not even
Yeah.
sure now that you mention it. But I want a new fucking Animal Crossing. That's
Yeah,
what
me
I
too.
want. They better put one out on the Switch, god damn it.
And hopefully they do it without the tile
Kyle?
thing where it's like you well, the most recent one has it and it's fine, but there's still like for as much as happening on the screen, there's a lot of loading. So like Stardew Valley, to me personally, one of the problems with it is loading different sections of the map when you run from part of the town to another part of the town.
Is it that big of a deal?
No, it's not huge, but like when I want to get to the town center, that's what I would get used to. I did it so many times where it'd be like, oh, now I gotta go all the way over here and walk. I know it's so meaningless.
But it loads right away, right?
Yeah, I
You
mean, there's not Zelda loading times.
I'm so confused as to why that would be a problem.
Yeah, okay, forget I said anything. I just
No,
hope
I want
Animal
to
Crossing
know.
does stuff.
No, I do I want to know why that's a problem.
I just what I'm saying is like my wish list would be Animal Crossing in one world. Like to go to the town center, you don't walk above and have anything load. You don't
Yeah.
like
That
the
was the
way
last one. That was a 3DS one, right?
yeah, well, I mean it loaded to get to the shops. Sorry, I'm saying the wrong terms.
Oh,
That's
okay,
that's
yeah.
why.
Yes, it yeah, I did love to get there.
Which is not a huge deal, obviously.
I
But I'm
liked it
just
but
saying like the fact that the technology is where it is, I
Mhm.
just want to like roam wherever. Don't like Zelda is that way. Why are you
Yeah.
making a just tiny little portable
Be
animal game?
more Zelda Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Also, I want to
I
climb. God damn it, I want to be able to
Yeah,
climb.
let us climb that bus stop. I liked it better when the shops were like within the town.
Yeah, me too.
I wish they'd just make the town bigger, spread the shops out.
And I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Sorry that it took me uh, a million words to not even say that. But
Yeah.
but I wanted like a combination of the first one and at least the first and second one I played because I never played Wild World. Because the first one had the
Mhm.
tiling where it had to load a little bit every time you went into a new section of the map. And
Yeah.
then the New Leaf did not have that, but it split out certain things so that you couldn't get to it. And
Yes.
the load to get to the island is always weird, but you get a song, so it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, a little ditty. Um, yeah. I like it when you don't have to load. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But it
I know.
also
It's a
I
really
don't
risque opinion I have.
yeah. um but yeah, I want another Animal Crossing. And I
Mhm.
wanted to do something new. One thing I don't think that I like making crops.
No, I did
Stardew.
a maple syrup farm because
Yeah,
that shit
what?
just
Because it was easy.
happens. Yep.
Oh, okay.
All you got to do is run around then. So I picked the forest area to start
Mhm.
in because I just thought about it for myself. Where would I want to end up? And then I said forest. So I don't
Mhm.
even know if that has any benefit in the game because you get limited on how many crops you can grow. But I was like, yep. Because when I typed in my favorite thing, you get to type in like 5 things: dog, cat, name, favorite thing. My favorite thing was not farming. Like, I don't want to do that. Please don't make me do that in this game.
I think my favorite thing was killing cops.
Did they let you do that?
No, I never understood why they asked either.
Yeah. Well, people do talk about it when they like
What?
ask you something. It'll come up in a dialogue
Oh, really?
tree. Yeah.
So they'll just be like, "So you like killing cops, right?"
Yeah.
I like killing cops too. That's fun.
Yep.
I can't wait. I wonder if he'll make a Stardew Valley 2 because it's just one dude, right?
Yep. And it's coming out for Switch, so I imagine it'll be just the one
Oh,
game for a
right.
while.
And that's when multiplayer is coming
Yeah.
out. It's coming out on Switch first, right?
Oh yeah, probably, huh?
I heard that it's debuting there.
Okay.
and then it's gonna roll out and everything else.
That must mean
I
simultaneous play then, huh?
probably, but then again, look at Animal Crossing.
But that's different because time passes
Oh, right,
the same
with the real
regardless.
world.
Yeah.
I
Because
want a new fucking Animal Crossing. Now I really,
yeah,
it's time.
it's something special. It's the only game I think I've ever played therapeutically, like
Yeah.
trimming a bonsai tree therapeutically. Like I would boot it up every day, do a little bit, shut it down, feel better about life.
Yeah. Maybe I should load up New Leaf, start playing 15 minutes of that a day again. I got a town in there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been a while. I'll just end up pulling weeds for 20 minutes and then never play it again.
Can't you? I think you can pay to do that,
You could pay somebody?
or you go to the. There is some way around it in the new one.
Huh. I should
Because
look
in the
that up.
old game, it was you had to find a ghost on a certain night or whatever, and maybe that's what it is in this one, and I'm misremembering.
Huh.
But you can get somebody to pull all your weeds. You just gotta look it up.
Finagle it? Yeah.
Because I know I heard about it in the game, and I was like, I'm playing this so often. There are no weeds. There are never weeds unless I mean for there to be weeds.
There are no weeds. No,
Because I
it's
had like a forest section of my town. I split my town up and made little paths by running on them, and like build stuff around to where I like cut off where people can build houses, and there's only like a few slots. So when people move, a house disappears, and when people move back in, a house appears right where that one was. So I'm like, don't fuck with where I have things.
That's pretty cool. I gotta get it. I gotta get back into it. I'm jonesing for Animal Crossing now. Or should I just wait until the new one comes out? There's gotta be one being made.
You'd imagine.
Because that's a big hit for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good game. It's got all the like sim stuff of like a Stardew Valley type game, but without all the crops.
Yep. And I hope they wouldn't put that in because that seems like a step too far for an Animal Crossing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to
I
work.
yeah. I almost wouldn't mind like some dungeon exploration in one of those
Yeah.
though. I
Mining.
think that yeah, I think
Like,
that would
that's a
fit.
huge addition to Stardew Valley that I loved.
Yes, I very much do like that. Monsters and Animal Crossing, maybe not. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that might be out of place because I like the complete lack of violence.
Yep. The fact that you can't do anything. You can like hit somebody with a net and they'll get mad at you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, time for a new Animal Crossing. Get on it, Nintendo.
Message heard, I feel like.
Yeah, it'll be announced. It'll be announced by the end of the day.
It'd be so funny if it actually was.
That would be amazing. I would take full credit. I'd put out a 2-hour video how I made Animal Crossing happen and why it'll suck. I'm just gonna let's just start making videos where we talk about how great games suck.
Yeah, we'll get huge.
It will just
It'll be inevitable.
Stupidest things. It probably would.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. I mean, the Sonic
Right.
sucking thing, we just got to spend more
Yeah.
time talking about why it sucks, I think.
We'll just pull up videos while we're talking and then just talk about how they suck on the fly. Like we won't even put effort into like, editing the videos. I'll just pull up other people's footage of like Super Mario 64 and we'll talk over and be like, yeah, look at that Goomba. Looks like shit.
Literally looks like shit.
I get that it was 1996, but come on.
They should have known better. Put like 10 more years into figuring out how to texture stuff.
Yeah. Let the technology catch up with you. All right. Well, we've been over an hour, so I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like
And we
maybe we
sent the
should.
message. Well, you sent the message to Nintendo. I don't want to take any credit for that.
And I mean, I'll sue you.
Okay. Message sent and heard by me right here. I heard that.
No. No, it's our idea. We'll split the money. All right. Anything else to say?
um. Well, I would just say maybe go ahead and watch the D Train.
Yeah, watch the D Train. Good movie. Yeah. I watched all of Big Little Lies.
Oh, what's that?
It's a movie, or no, it's a short run TV show. Reese Witherspoon and Nicole Kidman,
Oh, what's
murder
it?
mystery kind of thing. It's okay. It's all right.
Oh, I saw Elysium finally from years ago, and
What's that?
it's a movie with Matt Damon. The fact that you don't know about it, I think, says everything.
Yeah,
But your
I
reaction,
don't.
yeah, it's all right. Yeah, that's how I felt about this.
Okay.
That's literally why I remembered I watched it.
Those are those are our reviews for
Yeah.
Jello.
That explains everything now. The fact that he was
Yeah.
selling all his jokes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my jokes all right.
Big middle of the road. You know what else I watched all of?
What? I don't
In
know.
one day, on Easter Sunday, I watched all of Vice Principals.
What is that?
You know Jody Hill, right?
E
He made
think so.
him and Danny McBride are
Yep.
partners in
Then
pretty much
absolutely. That's what I
everything.
was thinking. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. I've seen the cover of that, I think.
It's on HBO Go.
Okay.
It's apparently going to be 18 episodes. There are 9 episodes out now, and then the second 9 are coming soon. And it is fantastic.
Cool. All right.
I mean, I love all his work. I love Foot Fist Way, Observer Report, Eastbound and Down.
Yep.
I think they're all great.
Yep.
They're so fucking like one of the writers on Vice Principals. I think he's a dude on Hollywood Handbook.
Oh, really?
I think one of them. I'm pretty sure because the Hollywood Handbook guys were on the Best Show, and sometimes I get confused because I don't know their voices super well. But they were talking about writing for that,
Oh, okay.
and he said a critic described it as the most hateful show on television. And I do like Jody Hill's work, especially with Jody Hill's work
Yep.
is particularly hateful, but never in like the shitty alt-right way.
Oh no. No, to draw that comparison, not at all. It's like a
Yeah,
realistic
but people gave
life.
but people fucking go look up reviews of Vice Principals. Like people are like, okay, so there are 2 vice principals, right?
Okay.
And Bill Murray is the principal in the first episode.
Okay.
And Bill Murray retires. So they think one of them is going to become the principal.
Okay.
And it's Walton Goggins, who's also hilarious. You know him, right?
Not by name, but probably, yeah. If it's the guy I'm thinking of, I probably do.
He was in Quentin Tarantino's last movie, The Hateful Eight. Did you see that?
I didn't, but I know that guy, yeah. I just
Yeah. And he was also in maybe the best episode of Community. He was the lawyer that gave them Chevy Chase's will.
Oh.
He was
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. He makes Danny McBride look like he's a nice guy in that show. And Danny McBride is playing the usual Danny McBride character. But it's so they think they're gonna become the principal, and then they get this woman to be principal. So the whole show is about them trying to take her down. But she's a black woman. So there's so many articles like this show's about like taking down a black woman, and it's like, would you rather it was just another white dude? Like, what do you want? This is like, and she's not portrayed as she's portrayed as a much better person than them.
Yeah, they're clearly the bad guys for trying to take her down.
Yes, they are the bad guys, absolutely. And it really annoyed me that people were like pulling that card. It's like she's a fully three-dimensional character. She's fleshed out. She's not like a damsel in distress by any means. She fights for herself all the time. She's a better person than them. Like, I don't know. It just like if you just looked at a poster or something, maybe
Right.
you could draw that person, I guess.
Or just watch the first episode, which is probably what happens.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but even then, it's just like,
Yeah.
these guys aren't heroes fighting the black woman. Like, they're awful, awful people.
Yeah, if anything, it's probably meant to highlight the opposite thing.
Yeah, exactly. And it was such a stupid criticism. It drove me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, there should be more black people and stuff, but they should be perfect and nothing bad should ever happen to them. It's like, what? What do you want? And it's always like a white person like writing it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, ugh. That really bugged me. It's like she's like maybe the most likable character on the show.
And she's the highlight for why not to watch it.
Yeah,
Apparently.
because the plot says that they're mean to her. I mean, that's just how it worked out.
Right. And also, I imagine the story's gonna never pay off in any way, and it'll just all go the way you're thinking it goes, just like all good stories.
Oh yeah. Ooh, you should watch it.
I will. Absolutely.
Who? It goes places fast.
Yeah.
Like by the end of the second episode, you're just like these might be the two worst people I've ever seen in my life. Especially Walter Goggins. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's very good. Me and Kate seriously just watched all 9 episodes in a row on Easter.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty fun. Great show. Big fan. Hilarious, vile. His comedies are so good.
Mm-hmm. Like, even you just mentioning Observe and Report, remembering that exists, I'm like, I need to watch that again because that
movie
so good.
Oh my, yeah. I remember seeing that movie. And I had no idea who Jody Hill was, and just being like, "Holy fuck!" Like, they shouldn't be able to get away with this, but somehow they are.
Yep.
Like, no matter what, like Danny McBride, like the characters he plays in his movies, no matter what he does, he is somehow still kind of likable, and that's alarming.
Right.
It's like, did you watch Earth Eastbound and Down?
Yeah.
I haven't. I think I'm a season behind finishing it. I gotta finish it.
Yeah, I think I am too.
That show went places, and vice principals might have gone for it. I think it, unless the last season of Eastbound and Down is really fucked up, like vice principals. I think the second episode, the thing I'm thinking about, which I won't spoil, is just like, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Like, they set the bar so high for trying to get you to like these people at all. It's crazy. You gotta check it out.
Yep. I will. There's a lot of stuff on HBO Go to watch,
Yeah,
like that I need to get caught up on, I should say.
yeah. Silicon Valley, you caught up on?
Well, not to what's happening now. Is it airing yet?
No,
Okay,
soon this week, I think.
okay. But yeah, I'm caught up to this season.
I love that show. That's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
The next season looks
You
pretty
can't.
crazy.
I've learned though with Silicon Valley, you cannot binge watch them. It's a good
No,
show.
I did.
No, really? So here's the experience I had is I just felt like I was jerked all over the place. I was about
Yeah.
to just because like they'll like it's not maybe it's not even worth saying if I don't have an example, but there'd be like something that's gonna happen and then it wouldn't happen, or something that they're setting up for and wouldn't set up for,
Oh,
wouldn't pay off or something, because it's all tech stuff. So it's like
yeah.
you invent a problem. I mean, it's all stories, but in tech stuff
Yeah.
specifically, it's like you invent a problem and then like it just happened so often with me where I was like, I need to stop and maybe like spread these out a little bit, because it all now it starts to just feel like bullshit to me, in a way that like Game of
Yeah.
Thrones doesn't when I binge those.
I think the one like there's yeah, I mean there is that, but you also I also like the fact that that was Mike Judge's like that's what Mike Judge went to school for. Like that's what he did.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I think that
he's
shows.
like characterizing it, you know. He's making a caricature of it all. And
Yeah,
it's
I think that's maybe not as true in the later. It's definitely true of the pilot, and like you can see it in every line of dialogue of the pilot. But that as the show
yeah.
goes on, it kind of loses
Yeah.
touch with that a little bit more and just becomes like a show, a TV show,
Yeah.
which is fine.
I feel like it got better as a show when he started letting go of a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
And he also, I mean, it still is satirizing the tech world, but in a different, like less specific way.
yeah, absolutely. And it to me, it feels like they went away from what might have been their original approach, was like nerds are gonna love this, instead of
Yeah.
like everyone should have access to this. Don't limit me by making jokes about hexadecimal, please.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, don't make it all about like, because if you Ehrlich as a character,
Hmm.
if you watch him in that pilot episode, he's like fucking genius. Don't touch me. Don't
Hmm.
even come near me. And then later on, he's the bumbling fool Kramer
Yeah.
character,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, I'm totally fine with this because I like this show.
Yeah. There's one point in season 3 though where he does some coding for once when the house is on fire or whatever, and he pulls
Oh
up his
yeah,
hair and he puts on his fucking his carpal tunnel gloves and he actually does some work. You know what I mean?
you know,
Have you seen any of the previews for season 4?
I saw the one where he goes in and quits or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and he's like, "I'm gonna make the internet too," or whatever.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I'm into it.
Yep.
I'm into it.
Yep. I'm like, that's the thing about that show is anytime I think anything negative, it's not because I don't like it, because that show is like right up my fucking alley.
Yeah, me
I have a
too.
computer science degree. I not to that level. I didn't do stuff programming. Like I never went to Silicon Valley. I was never that
Sure.
level of a programmer. But
Mhm.
even just the little experience I've had that relates, I love seeing that
Yeah.
shit.
Even just being a nerd around computers and that kind of culture, and
You know.
you know, being even from an outsider's perspective, I really enjoy that show compared to sitcoms about anything else. Plus, it's Mike Judge. I mean,
Yep.
he knows what he's fucking doing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more of that for sure.
It'll be a good one. And then
Yeah,
Game of Thrones probably starts at the same time. 'Cause don't
probably.
they run those together?
Yeah. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm all the way caught up.
is this a recent thing?
Within the last year, yeah. I
You
watched
watch them all?
okay. From one Friday night, to the next Friday, but not that Friday, the Sunday, I watched all the seasons that are out.
Jesus Christ. All right. That's a way to do it.
But that's how, when you watch it and you have the ability and nothing else is going on, you're just like, yeah, next. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one of these.
I feel like that show benefits from binge watching because of the way the story unfolds.
And I remember everything as it's happening. Nothing is a mystery to me, which I know would have happened week by week to me because my memory is fucking garbage.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a good show. I feel like it floundered around like season, what are we on? 7's coming out, so like around 5 it kind of got a little dull.
Yeah.
But then that last season was really good if I remember correctly.
Yep. And I noticed it got slow, but reading about it after the fact where people were like, there's like an SNL skit about Jon Snow waking up where they're like, yeah, everybody knows it's going to happen. You've been doing this for like 5 episodes we've been in here.
Yeah.
So I was watching that and I was like, oh, I guess I noticed, but I didn't give a shit because I was just
because you don't have to wait till next week. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a really good show though.
I think the one thing, and I've talked about this, maybe not, probably not on here. The one thing I would get rid of is maybe not all of them, because maybe it's necessary for something that I'm not thinking of, but maybe not put any of the rapes in there, huh? maybe none of those were necessary at all.
Yeah.
Literally none. Maybe literally none of those were necessary.
Yeah.
Totally possible. And the thing people say is like, at least what I've heard, is that's what it was like back then.
In the magical land that didn't exist.
Right.
That's what it was like when we were fighting the dragons over by the wall. My granddaddy fought those dragons. That's what it was like back then.
Yeah, right?
It's a made-up world that could be happening now.
It could literally be anything. Rape could be literally impossible. That's why I was just like, every time it would come on, and I noticed it once because I watched like the first episode with my dad.
Yeah.
And then, because when he watched it, because I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll rewatch it. And then it's like the first episode or the second, I can't remember, but I think it's the first. And it's already happening. And you're just like, oh, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah.
I endured these as they happened and kind of blocked them out of my memory.
Like,
because they're dumb.
If it has to happen for the story, fine. If you're telling a story about rape, but if it's just like using rape as a shorthand for things are rough, it's kind of lazy.
Absolutely.
I just remembered I wrote this, I looked it up. I wrote this article called Game of Thrones Fan Confuses Casual Rape with Realism.
But that is it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think so.
To think that adds anything or does not take away, like to think that's not a negative pock on that show.
Yeah.
I think is like you are just not thinking correctly. Like there's a scene in the last season, and maybe it'll pay off. Maybe. But I can't remember the names. But the twins, the queen and the brother, like as their son dies, he rapes her right there.
Yes, that's the first one I think of.
Move on like it didn't happen. Things are gravy.
That's the problem.
And I watched it and I was like, what the fuck was that for then?
Absolutely.
I hated it so much.
I 100% agree with you. And it's not even necessarily that they had the scene. It's that they had the scene and there were no repercussions.
Yeah.
It kind of had the attitude like, yeah, but she's a bitch all the time.
Which to me makes it worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where you're like, if you think in any way that I'm going to think she's deserving of this, you can fuck right off.
Yep. And I kind of feel like that's exactly what they're trying to make you think. And yeah, I don't know. Other than that, great show though.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like I love the show, but anytime I talk about I love it, I feel obligated to mention
Yeah.
that because I feel like there are people who would watch it then and be like, "What the fuck? Why did you tell me to watch this?" Because I've had that with certain things that I get told to watch them and like Whiplash, and then it's pretty
Yeah, I don't see.
homophobic, and I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
why were people telling me to see this? I don't get it. Like it's just because you never thought about it. You didn't think of it in those terms.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this might be hard for you to endure. You should watch it. It's really good.
For sure. I was trying to think
I
of
mean,
something that was
it
really
definitely wasn't
homophobic.
as bad as Game of Thrones is to victims of rape. I didn't mean to draw that
Mhm.
corollary.
No,
But
yeah, but I
just
mean,
like maybe throw a disclaimer in there for anyone watching it. But everyone already knows that about Game of Thrones, so.
yeah, yeah, probably.
But I also feel like worth bringing up anytime the show's talked about
Yeah.
because hey, guess what? That show's written. It's just written by a dude. Maybe not the show,
Yeah.
but it's like it comes out of a guy's head. It could be anything.
I mean, I don't know exactly um the correlation because they do change things.
Sure, and maybe
And
it's
it
not even
is,
in the book.
yeah, or maybe in the book it's delved into further
Yeah, it could
than
be.
it was in the show. But yeah. That reminds me, you heard a lot of Sam Kinison stuff?
Mm-mm.
I think you'd really like it.
No, but I have a feeling that's part of the reason I really don't like him, even though I can think of nothing he's ever said except for
Yeah.
I could remember that part.
Wait, you don't know how homophobic he is?
Well, I'm sure I would, but I don't.
Oh, it's bad.
Like if I
It's
heard
bad.
stuff, I bet I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that I remember that."
I remember even as a kid where I would call everything gay still. I was like, ugh.
Oh boy, it's that
Like I'm
bad,
in
huh?
middle school. Yeah, I'm in middle school calling Pogs gay. And I'm like I hear Sam Kinison. I'm like, whoa, calm down, buddy.
You're giving Pogs a bad name.
Don't talk about like that. I'm like that about Pogs.
Yeah, there's definitely a cutoff line I have with watching various forms of art that I can't go between it
Yeah.
for a certain year. Just like, hey, you can't watch that stuff unless you're like in a good mindset where things are fine, feeling great
Yeah,
about life. Nothing's gonna get to you.
for sure. But you
But
gotta
as
love
far as things
Dinklage,
get
right?
pretty low level, yeah. Oh, he's amazing.
His character's a lot of fun.
Yep.
What a good role for that dude.
Yeah. And like, um, you hear him talk. I don't know if you've heard him talk about it.
Not really.
Okay, but people like say that it'll like change his life in some way. That like playing that character,
Hmm.
they think he's that person. I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I've seen in interviews where he's just like, nope, things are pretty much just like what they were.
Except you're very, very rich.
Yep.
I mean, he got work before, but now,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows his name. He
Yep.
was in like 30 Rock not that long ago. When I
That's
saw
right.
him, I thought it was, I've seen that guy before. It wasn't, that's Peter Dinklage.
Oh, really? Maybe it's because I didn't watch it till later, but I knew.
Oh, that was Peter
But I
Dinklage.
knew
Yeah.
who he was for a long time. I think I've known since Elf.
Right, he's an elf. He's in a lot of stuff.
Hmm.
I
He's really
mean,
amazing in Game of Thrones, though. That's like next level
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a short person and you're an amazing actor, you know,
It's like a
you're
perfect
gonna get
role.
all the short person roles. Like
Yeah, I'm just barely tall, too tall to where I wouldn't get anything.
just I'm not gonna say anything offensive. But like, yeah, not to. He's a really good actor. He's a fantastic actor, and it is pretty cool that he's the like hero of this giant epic spanning 7 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, if he doesn't appreciate that, he should. But I probably
Oh,
wouldn't if I were him either. So I
yeah.
understand.
I'm sure he does, but
Yeah.
just people's expectations of what his life must be like.
Yeah, it's probably super condescending.
Yep, exactly.
Probably what I'm saying is condescending, and I apologize, Mr. Dinklage. He's very, very good.
Yeah.
He's no Mickey from Seinfeld, but he's very, very good. That guy was so bad. Actually, that guy was pretty funny. I like that guy. Remember Mickey? Kramer's friend?
I think so. Is that the episode where he was accused of using glyphs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's in a few, but yeah.
Okay, but
that's
that,
one of them.
yeah. That guy I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, I like that. I liked him in that. But yeah, Game of Thrones is great.
Mm-hmm.
Lena. Okay, so that nude scene with Lena Heading, right? Where she has to walk naked through the streets. That is the bizarre thing about that is that they superimposed her head on another woman's body, right?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't even look into it, so I don't know.
But the weird thing about that is the she's been naked in a movie before and she's hotter than the woman they replaced her with. I thought that was bizarre.
It was maybe money then. Because if
she wouldn't do it.
Well, I bet if she'd do it, it'd be like, yeah, but fucking pay me. You're gonna pay me a lot of money if you're gonna make me do this.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to walk around naked in front of hundreds of people.
And
but it was
get spit on and all that terrible shit.
Yeah. And it was like an independent movie from before she was famous.
Yeah. Which there are lots of actors who do that, who do nude scenes before, and then once there's somebody like, nope.
Yeah, forget it.
But also,
I'm rich.
Yeah, that's why I think if they would have paid her, and maybe that's just wrestling getting to me, but if there's money involved, wrestling, they overcome anything. Like, you could want to murder each other, but hey, let's go make some money together. Like, that's the idea. So if they would pay her like millions of dollars, at least
and why would they? Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Those games are full of naked people.
Whatever.
It's just weird that it's just weird that it was a person that's. I mean, I guess it's all preference. I'm sure there's somebody that thinks the other body's hotter, but
yeah, true.
Just yeah. I forget where I saw it. It was some side by side comparison. I was just like, what the hell? Why would they double a less attractive person? But I don't know. Whatever. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because usually it goes the other way.
Yeah. If they're going to do it, you get a ass double.
Yeah.
Somebody that
then you get
works out all
you get a sweet ass.
Or you CGI some abs in like Ludacris.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That would be hilarious too. Like get an ass, like a woman gets an ass double and it's just like this ugly hairy man's ass. They never make reference to it. Or like she shows her tits and it's just a dude's chest. They never mention.
Well, depending on the actor and what they have, because if they've already shown boobs, then yeah. Otherwise, I don't know.
You could think it was real.
Otherwise, that might be a little transphobic to do that as a joke.
Well, I mean, the joke wouldn't be.
Oh, I get that. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the joke would be this obviously isn't her.
Right.
Just as well as like a black woman's ass or something like that. That would work too.
Yeah. So that's essentially what I was saying. You'd have to like to set up the joke.
You'd have to
Whatever.
make it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
make
know
it
what you mean.
obvious.
Yeah.
You could put like a dog's ass, it'll tail wagging or something.
Oh yeah.
Many ways you could go with it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we better wrap this up because I
Yeah.
have to get to work
All right.
so I can afford dinner.
All right.
All right. All right. So this has been the original Donkeykast, episode 9. You can send us emails at the original Donkey Kongs of Comedy at gmail.com.
I would imagine comment in the YouTube videos. We'll probably see those too.
Yeah, feel free. Comment up. And yeah, I've been Justin.
I've been Derek.
Have a have yourself a Tuesday.